I have a love-hate relationship with the early morning routines on YouTube. You know, on one side, I really aspire to be this person who wakes up between like 4 or 5 a.m. and, you know, does all these amazing things like go on a 5 kilometer run and, you know, have a healthy breakfast. Like, they do all of these things before like 8 a.m. And, you know, I will never sit here and judge anybody for doing that if that is what works for them. But I'm always thinking to myself, what happens when we reach 3 p.m.? How are you not tired? If you're not tired at 3 p.m., how? Like, every single time I've had to get up at 5 a.m. for whatever reasoning, especially if I've gone to the gym at 5 a.m., I am so destroyed by 11 a.m. It's so bad. If I had work, it is a bit better because I'm not doing that much physical exercise, but working is just like a little bit easier. I will still be fucking tired when I get home, but it's definitely better than, you know, gym time, but depends on who you are. You know, I am actually a morning person. I like to wake up between 6 and 7 a.m. But lately I've been going to bed later and waking up later. And it's not like a huge dramatic difference. I go to bed maybe at like midnight and then I wake up between 8 and 9 a.m. It is not bad at all, but it's not what I'm used to because I am used to waking up at 10 and waking up at 6. I love waking up at that time, but lately it has not been working for me and I don't know why. I think I'm a very routine kind of person, so maybe that's the issue, who knows. I just prefer waking up a little bit earlier than other people, and people actually think it's crazy I wake up at 6 a.m. but way more natural for me, but I'm actually getting unsure if 8 and 9 a.m. is my more preferred time or if it's just because I have been staying up later recently. Who knows? And like, I know myself, if I go to bed at like 9 p.m. and I wake up at 5 a.m. I'm gonna need so many energy drinks at 3 p.m. It's not fun, it's not good, because, you know, then you can't sleep. And, you know, there is definitely a reasoning for why some people prefer staying up later and waking up later, and some people like going to bed early and waking up earlier. It's just like if you're a night owl or a morning owl. And it's simply because of our biology, because if we go back in times, again, I really like the book about sleep by Nick Littlehouse. In the book, you know, some people would go to bed when the sun was setting and then people would stay up later, you know, to protect the people, and then they would sleep once, you know, the morning people had to get up and, you know, hunt and do whatever they needed to do that back then. So it makes sense that some people are a morning owl and some people are a night owl. That is just how our biology works. But I think social media has implemented this thing. If you do not wake up really early in the day, you're basically not gonna be as productive and your life is basically over. Like, in the culture we're living in, we are in this constant mindset that we have to hustle 24/7 and we should not be getting enough sleep, and that is just like absolute bullshit. You should definitely be prioritizing your sleep over anything else. Like, if you slept terrible the night that you needed to wake up at 5 a.m. and if you can't, you should sleep in. It is so much more important for you to get an extra couple hours of sleep than you having to force yourself to wake up at 5 a.m. and really just making you feel miserable for that day. Of course, if that's not an option, I'm not talking about you, I'm only talking about the people where it's a choice to wake up at 5 a.m. If you like waking up at 5 a.m., please go ahead. Wake up at 5 a.m. Make those aesthetic morning routine videos, because I love to watch them. I will never do it. I have tried so many times and it just doesn't work. And, you know, every time I've done it, if I don't have to, I sleep through that alarm. I don't know if that's a mental thing, but I will sleep through that alarm. And back to the thing I've talked about, you know, hustling 24/7. I will never agree to staying up late every single night, waking up early, just because it's like some people think like sleep is a waste of time when it's like you're taking away a basic human need. You know, that's the same thing as saying like, oh, I'm not gonna eat or drink anymore because it is a waste of time. It is not a waste of time, it's just a basic human need. If I could get rid of the ability to needing to eat and drink, I would. You know, that would be really nice because it is annoying. But, you know, there is a reasoning for why we need to eat and sleep and drink. And, you know, have I definitely stayed up later just because? I have. Different periods of my life, I've definitely been staying up later. Like, if I have a new partner, it is very common for me to stay up later talking to them on the phone or, you know, in bed or whatever. That's pretty common, and you aren't meant to do everything the exact same your entire life. You're meant to change, and of course it's important to stay within your routines, but, you know, it's life. Can't always choose when these things happen, and it's just normal. It's gonna go away and you're gonna get back into your normal routines. It's just important to, you know, once, you know, you're kind of out of the, you know, like the needing to wake up at 5 a.m. or like whatever it is, like when you have to get back to your routine. Like a great example is, you know, the whole summer thing. Especially with that, I think it's actually really important to keep a somewhat routine, like wake up roughly at the same time and going to bed roughly at the same time. I'm not sitting here saying you have to strictly be in bed by 10 and wake up at 8. I'm not saying that, but having somewhat of a schedule instead of just staying up really late and sleeping in. Keep it pretty natural. Don't wake up at 2 p.m. every day. For the love of God. You're gonna hate it when school starts again, or work, or whatever you're doing. Even if you're on holiday, I think it's a great idea to still keep yourself a bit accountable and still have a rough sleeping routine. You're probably gonna slip up, especially if you're going like in a different country with time zone, but definitely just trying is better than not doing anything at all. Alright, so I have absolutely no idea what happened, but apparently I forgot to record an outro, so here we go! I really hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please leave a big thumbs up and comment down below what you thought of the video, and please be kind to yourself and others, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!